Hi friends, it's your boy the Sleepless BI Double G, and I am back with a new video, a new content for today. Um, Today I'll be focusing more on the initiative that we are trying to embark on with my friends. It's a podcast, as some of you may have seen my post that was yesterday. It's going to be a podcast for ordinary, everyday people. And we've uploaded a video of like an overview of what's going to be the format. Actually, there's no format. It's just going to be mostly freestyling. It's going to be mostly people just talking like how they normally discuss in real life. So we'll be coming up with the first ever official episode. And thank you so much for my friends, my colleagues who I reached out to and asked them to be one of the very first guests for our official episode for the podcast. And then they said yes, they committed their time already. And would like to thank you, thank you for giving me your time to discuss and to, of course, become one of our very first guests. I won't tell who they are first. It's going to be a surprise. We'll be uploading that soon. We haven't started the session yet. I also um, actually ask a lot of friends, especially um, people. I started with people who are really close to my heart instead of going and asking people that I don't know that much. It's gonna be so awkward. Hey, yo, can you guest on the podcast? And like, dude, I don't even know you. So yeah, I started with friends of mine, and some people, actually, a lot of them, gave me hesitation. Um, Most of their hesitation came from the fact that it's a new thing to them, and they said that they are shy. They said that they are scared. Um, they said that they don't have that confidence. They said that they're quite insecure of their communication skills, or some are honest enough to um, admit that they're not confident of how they look in front of the camera. This is actually the main reason of my video right now, to encourage you guys that the podcast is actually called podcast for ordinary everyday people for a reason. It is not actually a podcast for people who are prepared, people who are really excellent, people who are phenomenal. It's not that. It's made for people like you and me, everyday ordinary people discussing topics that affects ordinary people, uh, topics that happens every day, you know, things that affects you and me in everyday life. Like if I can cite an example, I would say I've spoken to a lot of friends about anxiety disorder, about panic attacks. I think I have 5 friends who suffer that disorder, and I'm one of them. And we are talking about it, of course, separately. We don't have a group yet. I'm planning to have a group just for that. And I'm also planning to have that as one of the points of discussion. Anxiety and panic attacks and depression, it's something that happens to ordinary people just like you and me, and we suffer from it every day. Yeah, anxiety disorder, a fear of the future, that sudden um, palpitation, that rapid heartbeat that happens just in just a snap, just like that. You wake up um, in the middle of the night, suddenly your heart is racing, suddenly you can't breathe. Apparently, it's not just me. There's a lot of people out there who suffers from that, and that is something that happens to ordinary people. So why don't we, discuss that on a podcast? How are we coping up with it? How are we feeling? Are we feeling okay? Are we getting some professional help? Those kind of topics can even, go down the route of the corner topics like, I don't know, love, relationship. Uh, so these topics that really affects us in everyday life. So going back to the topic of our insecurities, being shy in the camera, actually that in itself is already a topic. What are our insecurities? What makes us fear people? What makes us um, feel insecure? And what are those insecurities? If we become open enough to share it with people, I think it's something that's healthy. It's something that helps mental health as a whole. And that's just in my opinion. I'm here to encourage you guys that this is not a podcast that aims for perfection. This is not a podcast that really looks for people who needs to look good. The this podcast does not look for people who needs to be so articulate, who needs to be a good communicator in front of the camera, that you need to be like a polarizing figure. You need to be like someone who can really draw people. No, it's not. It's for ordinary people, just you and me, just like you and me. I mean, look at me, for crying out loud. I look like crap, and I'm here with full confidence, talking to people with my provinciano accent in English. And actually, just as a side note, the reason why I speak English is because my Tagalog really sounds so provinciano, and it has a really weird twang because I was born in Vigan City, so I was born Ilocano, and then I was raised up in Davao City, so I also know Bisaya. So if I speak in Tagalog, there's this weird kind of punto accent in it. That's a combination of Ilocano and Bisaya accent. So sometimes it sounds funny. So I'm trying to make up for it by trying my best to speak English. And pardon for the I don't even care if my grammar is wrong. I don't really care. I'm communicating right now. I am confident. I am ugly. I am dirty. Who freaking cares? And that is exactly what that podcast is all about. I am ordinary. And all y'all people out there who are ordinary, raise your hands, y'all. We are going to be building a community. Because right now, I believe that we need a community for us to get into, to converge into. And we can, and people cannot go to bars, people cannot really go to gatherings. So right now, we are trying to build a virtual community where people can come together, lay down their cards, just people being ordinary, no pretentiousness, no facade. That's just it, man. That's just it. Let's just build friendship. Let's discuss uh, things, however ordinary it is. It doesn't really matter. So when it comes to communication, I don't even communicate that good. Yeah, to tell you honestly, if you are going to be looking at me, speaking to you right now, I don't even look like a vlogger. I don't even look like someone who should be starting a podcast. You know what I look like and what I sound like right now? I look like someone who sells dried fish in the palenque. That's how I sound and that's how I look like. And yet, here I am trying to start a podcast, trying to, you know, trying to speak in English in front of the camera. Yeah, mukha akong nagbebenta ng tuyo, to be honest. Which apparently I am. Sorry, sisingit ko lang muna. Yeah. Um, I been meaning to make another video about this, but hey, uh, tipid sa time, tipid sa battery. Yeah, we have a new batch for the Bantayan Island Danggit. So you can now start placing your order and you can message me for Manila orders. You can message Rick for people who knows her, or you can just, direct your orders with me if you are interested with, the crunchy stuff. Crunchy. Mm. All right. Oh, enough of that stuff. Going back to the topic of the podcast. Excuse me. Oh, so crunchy. All right. My sincerest apologies. I'll just have to, include that just as a side comment. Kailangan kasing, kailangan makabenta. Matinding pangangailangan. Eh, so I need to sell, man. So, sorry. So going back to the topic, yeah, I don't really, I'm at the point in my life right now. Say, hey, I'm ordinary. I have insecurities. I have flaws. I am not perfect. But hey, I'm I'm embracing it. I'm embracing everything. I don't even care if people will start commenting to my videos or to my podcast that, hey, you speak like this, you speak like that. I take them as criticism. Criticisms are good. So I encourage my friends out there, especially those friends na medyo takot, especially those friends na medyo, oops, parang wala akong confident na makipag-discuss kasi nahihiya ako the way dude, look at me. I look like garbage. I sound like garbage. But hey, I'm willing to discuss. I'm willing to be on a podcast to discuss things and issues that affects normal people, ordinary people, everyday people just like you and me. So I do hope that you get encouraged by this. The purpose of the podcast is not really to, you know, trying to outshine each other. The purpose of the podcast is not really to uh, make a lot of preparation for us to look good, for us to sound good. No, freestyling lang, man. Freestyling. If you know that word freestyle, it's just come what may, If I can just burst out a freestyle right now to embarrass myself, just for me to properly define on a very granular level what a freestyle is. So let me try my best to freeze. All right, here we go. My day has begun, and good is how I feel. Standing in the midst of what's truly real, as I appeal. Climbing at your heart is steal, not to rob or kill. Just keeping it real. I'm trying to find a word that rhymes with ill. I'm rapping like Kuya Will. Dooba dooba dab 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 dooba dab dab dab. Here come the words that doesn't really rhyme at all. How can I fall when you just won't give me what? Anyway, that's the essence of freestyle. Just come what may, kung anong pumasok sa isip, you just let's just discuss, man. So yeah, podcast for ordinary everyday people. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and I do hope after watching a couple of episodes that you'll be interested to join us and discuss as well. So sorry, medyo napahaba yung video. This has been your boy, the Sleepless BIGG, saying see you on the flip side.